Basically was kind of the difference as Indiana beat Miami in a summer league thriller, and here he is playing again today. You got to love that from Joe Young.
No question, that's stepping up, especially for a summer league game.
And Paul is back. Here's Ding. Ever aggressive, floats it up and in. 4th of July from the Orlando Summer League. Bikes. Try to fit it through a couple of Pacers to Warney. Not a great idea. Here's McKinney Jones.
Making an NBA roster permanently.
Ding, got it up ahead to Bikes. He taps it to himself, and he will lay it in.
Pretty athletic play there by Bikes. Jakes.
That was Satnam Singh missing the jumper for the Mavs. Leaf with the moves on Ding, goes glass. He's so skilled. Joe Young to a wide open McKinney Jones. And put back +1 by Jarnell Stokes. Belong in the league, and do you feel like you proved that with the game today? He looked me right in the eye and he said, I've got a chip on my shoulder. And I loved it because the Charlotte Hornets had a team option on him and they declined. Probably not real happy about that.
Well, I'll tell you, he's got NBA-level talent. I think for Christian Wood, what he's trying to do as we look at Bikes here is an easy finish there. So, spread the floor as a three-point shooter. He has those skills.
Joe Young went ahead and took it right at Satnam Singh. Bikes and Wood. Wood has shown the ability to make a three here. And it's a Euro step by Christian Wood.
I believe that if he were going to stay, that he already would have announced his stand, because that is the known factor in the sure thing.
Brandon Paul with a slip layup. If Gordon Hayward goes to the Boston Celtics, do you think that just from a talent standpoint and an on-paper standpoint is
LeBron James, both physically and mentally, so that's always going to be left to question. I will say this, that.
And here's Stokes. Shoots over Ashley and scores. That was a deep two by Jarnell Stokes.
A legitimate score, at the end of the shot clock, a guy that can get you 20 on a given night. And it's an improvement there throughout that regular season to see if, I can get to that 55 to 58 win plateau to be the #1 seed in the East.
Yeah, it's down to 3 teams. He's either staying in Utah, he's going to Boston, or he's going to Miami. And here's Ben Moore with a baseline jumper. By 11. Ding. Driving on Leslie. Almost tripped. Off glass and good. Shot clock for Warney. And a cutting. Brandon Ashley got a hand on it but couldn't collect. Back come the Pacers. Here's Paolo.
Yes, sir. He makes shots for you.
He's made 1 shot on 4 attempts, 0 for 2 from 3. Great setup in the jam, softly by Warney.
Last summer league, really liked him. Seems like one of those players that's just on the verge.
Totally agree. Lloyd drops it in for Indiana. Ben Moore says, you're not shooting a 3 on me, but a step-back shot here for Paul, and it's good.
Okay, now maybe we're rolling.
I thought he was going to be an NBA guy. And, of course, now he's on the fringe and trying to make it. It's surprising to me. And here's Paul from the corner. That's his spot, and he hits it again. Here come the Mavericks.
Perhaps to work out some of the other details. But I don't think, and I'll say it again.
If the Jazz lose Gordon Hayward, is it a death knell? Or can they remain above the playoff line in the West? Looks like a big-time player. They also get Tony Bradley in a draft night deal from out of the North Carolina Tar Heels. I like him as an NBA prospect.
That, hey, you're counting on some of those young players to step up. Do you hear me, Burks? Do you hear me, Hood? and listen, and they can fill that hole.
4 years, he's going to make $10 million this year, and obviously Joe, at times, is arguably Utah's best player in the playoffs last year. Great bucket by Montero.
Guy that has one of those God-given knacks to make big plays, make big shots, and a guy that you do put the ball in his hands just for one reason, that is to get a bucket.
Missed rather badly on that shot, and Leaf went behind the back, and Christian Wood said, I'll take it. Got a 3-on-2, and Wood goes in. Unprovoked shot at your team.
Because I'm a University of Oregon Duck.
Oh, then there you go. I love it. And that floater is good for Hamilton.
Happened where one defender can play 2 offensive players.
Bikes on the move, and dimes Warney. And Warney continues to impress. It's telling them to do exactly that. Wood off glass, and the rebound to Warney. And now the timer is off. So Warney puts it in, and the Mavs are within 4.
But he's already showed that he has some ability, which if you're the Pacers, that's a good sign.
No doubt. Nice bucket there by Isaac Hamilton. Bikes. Off to Ding, and that's a block and an and one. 4.5 points per game. And we talked to Mike Weiner, their summer league head coach, before the game. Really likes Ding and was talking about more opportunity for him. And maybe today that's going to happen. That was Leafs' second field goal of the game.
You know, with the extra minutes, we'll see how Ding does from a conditioning standpoint.
Oh, I thought Brandon Paul was going to throw that on top of Jarnell Stokes' head. And Warney, he's a garbage man.
Coming out of college was a very good scorer, but at his size, he probably needs to play the point. If he shows a little something in the summer league, perhaps they pick up that option.
I don't even know who won the U.S. Open. Okay, I'm locked in here on the Orlando Summer League. McKinney Jones, this guy has been awesome here in Orlando. And here's Bikes to Sing. And they got to get this one up. 2 on the shot clock. Montero cashes in.
People compared him like a Carmelo Anthony, and I think he is that. He's long. You know, he's wiry. The thing I like best, and obviously Danny Ainge knows what he's doing, I think he's going to fit really well with Jaylen Brown.
Stokes, and that's a big old elbow, by the way. Brandon Paul weaving. Nobody came to stop that shot. He says, okay, you're going to give me a free throw, I'll take 2. So we're watching Around America here on the 4th of July. Rick Hamlin, Stu Jackson. And Ding with the steal. Up ahead to Paul. And he lays it in. Joe Young, wide open.
Yeah, you know that's going to be good.
Maybe he needs to get back to taking it to the hoop.
Well, his legs may be a little tired. He's been in there a while.
Yeah, good call.
He has been in there a while.
McKinney, does he ever miss? Trey McKinney Jones.
Yeah, definitely flying under the radar here, isn't he? Player, he started 48 games for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, my favorite nickname.
Me too. Dennis Scott as well. Rick Hamlin, Stu Jackson, enjoying the 4th of July with some Summer League hoops and y'all around America. And Brandon Paul flushed and got the knees high a la Shaq back in the day. Paulo floats it over Wood. Nicely done. Puts the Mavs up 7.
There it is.
And Leslie turns it over. Here's Paul with 2 seconds, with 1. Oh, and he missed the layup in the follow. Are they going to count the basket? They did. So Jamal Crawford possibly wearing the purple and gold. And here we have a steal and run out by Montero, and he scores
almost every possession. And
now Popeye Jones has Jarnell Stokes at the scores table. Do you think Popeye has recognized the brutality of it all? And 3 days for Leaf, short on that jumper.
Are you surprised?
I'm not.
Short.
And it's the 4th game in 4 days for the
really clamped down defensively, Dallas, that is. There's our guy.
Does he ever miss this guy? No. Thoughts on VO being a Pacer?
No, good pickup for the Pacers. And also Sabonis as well. 4 excellent athletes. Sabonis, excellent passer, rebounder.
3-point shooter.
3-point shooter, space eater. No, he didn't have what we call very good balance. In other words, he left the floor at point A and ended up a little bit too far forward over the past couple seasons.
As Paul ran by him, he gave him a little elbow, a little chip, as they call it in the NFL. Bikes with 12 and Barber with 10. Young to Stokes. Nice cutback move and an and one on Warney. Here's Bikes. Oh, man. Dislocated finger for Jordan Lloyd. That's actually good news, right? I mean, it's not broken.
Yeah.
And McKinney Jones drops it in.
I'd have to agree with you.
Here's Bikes. And Ashley there with the follow.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's length. They want length, quickness, athleticism, and explosion. I mean, that seems to be what.